is the correlation we making is just because we are the same shade of skin, that we are the same group of people, and like that just don't exist. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Asian people, like Koreans, Chinese, Japanese, they get very upset when you call a Korean a Chinese person, or a Japanese person a Korean person. They get upset because they know they're not the same. But yeah, you mislabel them. But do they look alike? I can't tell the difference between them. Majority of people can't unless you from that area. But they understand they're not the same people, even though they look very similar. I would say they look more similar amongst each other than we do with certain black people that the same shade of color. But the issue, the problem we make is we will say because we're the same skin tone, it's the same people. That's not the case. The Bible tells us that other races of people were responsible for selling us.
Equal to us, TK Kirkland, who raised you. Flex on occasion, my God a racist. That's why we moving with patience. It's been a long time coming. I spent my whole life running. Now that I'm 10 toes down and established my faith on 100. Woe to the nations, my king will race them. You know they gotta be punished. Jeremiah 25.
How you doing, my sister? I want to ask all y'all. Oh man, you gotta go, sis. Yes. Oh my God. Okay. The question I want to ask is this. All right? Do y'all eat shrimp, crab, lobster? What else? Scallops? What am I missing? I said crab. Catfish. There we go.
No.
You said no? No.
No.
Okay. Well,
I don't even eat pork.
There we go. Why?
Because it's a barbecue. We eat literally everything.
I like that. I like that. Now, what about you? I like it. Why? Why? Okay, y'all related or no? Oh, okay, cool. That's good. That's very good, because the Bible tells us not to. All right? What about, I ain't even asked y'all. You believe in the Bible, right? Yeah. What about you? Okay. Now, when we read the Bible, do y'all believe that God gives us instructions for the way he wants both men and women to dress? Because we've been reading about the diet. So we understand that it's certain things he wants to eat, not to eat. What about as far as dressing?
Well, I know we're not supposed to wear pants as a woman.
Okay. What about you, sis?
You're saying it's not pertaining to a man.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Pants.
Where y'all hearing this from?
Ooh, grandma.
Where you heard this before?
Yeah, I was going to
Grandma?
say most of that come from like the older women in my family.
That's crazy. Okay, all praise to the Most High. Those things, okay, those things ain't completely dead. That's a very good thing. Now, I'm going to read something to show where exactly they're getting that from. Deuteronomy 22:5.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy God.
Because during this time, we read about these thousands of years ago, people worship gods that were what in today's time we would consider to be like transgender. So it was believed like, okay, well, these guys give people the ability to be transitional in they gender, or they could be what they call it now, being gender. There we go, being gender fluid, and men and women would cross dress like we see in today's time. So the Bible gives us a commandment that the Lord don't want us men and women to wear each other's clothing, to cross dress, because typically what ends up happening, what we see happening today with men who put on dresses and women that dress like studs, it end up changing the way you view yourself, or the way you walk, the way you move. Like when a man put on that police uniform, you carry yourself differently. You know what I'm saying? Because of what you're representing, right? The same way with any other job, or when you work in a hospital or health, yeah. So when you put on that clothing, you clock in to work. You deal a certain way with people. You know what I'm saying? You carry yourself with a certain type of way that outside of work you may be more informal, right? You see what I'm saying? So same way, clothing has an effect on the way we move and the way we carry ourselves. Because the Lord understands that, he tell us not to cross dress. Like women shouldn't wear things that pertain to men, or vice versa. Now I think we got if I'm not mistaken, a sister in our congregation. I think she works in the healthcare field, and you have to put in. Yes.
I've been heavily thinking about doing it.
Yeah.
And, only because I've seen it happening, and I was like, that's kind of something that I want to start doing.
Man, sis, do it. Because I'm going to tell you something. We be afraid to talk to our employers for our beliefs, but you notice that when them Arabian women or Arab men, whatever, when they come over and they trying to get in these jobs, they're not, what's the word I'm looking for? They not afraid. They're not trimming their religion for no job.
That's right.
Their faith and what they believe comes first. You see what I'm saying? That got to be the same way with us. And that's why people look at us like we less than, because it's like we don't have no standard no foundation that we stand on. Like people can be bought easily. Like people will, do whatever slimy thing for whatever dollar. And that shouldn't be the way we looked at. Right? We got to have a moral ground that we stand on. And if we say that we believe in this book, it should be what the instructions of this book say. That should be our morals and our standards.
That's right.
Right? For an example, how does the Lord feel? You got any children? One. That's your son, right? All right, okay, cool. How does the Lord feel about how men and women should go about establishing relationships? Or I'll say this. What should always be the intended goal or result of a relationship with a man and woman? Correct. Let's read it. He was thinking about it. Correct. Watch this. Oh, yeah.
The book of Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers God will judge.
Like something we gotta think about is the intended result of all relationship between men and women. If it's beyond family, like a brother and a sister, the goal should be to be married. Why? Because that's the solid foundation of a structured or a solid family, or where a family is built on. I'll say that.
That's
right. Because what we got going on in today's time is the very opposite, and we seeing the results of it. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of men and women just looking at each other like, okay, you cute, he cute, we like each other. You know what I'm saying? You get them with it. Yeah, you get them little tinglies inside, and all of a sudden now we got kid, and then he finding out after the third kid, like, I really don't even like her. I really don't even like him. And now it's toxic. And these kids got to sit there and look at it and watch it all go down. Right. Now all of a sudden when they get older, they like, well, this is the only thing I've seen as far as how relationships work. So from my parents, so this must be the way it work. You know what I'm saying? You treat a woman like this, she gonna treat you like this. You don't trust her, she don't trust you. We got all these problems, right? And it's being passed down. And that's what we seeing what's going on now. Like, why is it happening? But if we understand these things, we gotta fix it. Yes, sir.
Yeah. When you get done, she wanna, according to her and her knowledge, she say that our people sold our people. She wanna know if it's different in the Bible.
For sure. Most definitely.
You gonna answer that for you?
Most definitely. Because what we went over before y'all came up, and I'm glad this is your question, sis, because it gave me a chance to kind of cover this. These things right here, these events right here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna ask y'all, since y'all went here earlier, why would y'all say these events took place? Like, we got a God that, loves us, we his children. Why these events took place?
Off of my opinion, I feel like it's because we sin, really, honestly.
You said what?
Because we sin. Like,
Okay.
we're the first people to do it, and like I feel like it was kind of like punishment for the things we did.
Okay. What you say, sis? You know, no comment. You got. Okay, that's fair. What you say?
I agree.
You agree? It's a tough question. It's a tough question, right? Let's read and see if the Bible does give us an answer, because this is going to segue right into your question. Deuteronomy 28:15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice, serve and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now, what we read, just to give a little backstory and a little kind of a setting to what we read. Y'all familiar with the man Moses, right? Okay, what Moses is famous for doing?
With the burning tree.
Say what?
Rod.
He did what?
I forgot, but I know it was something to do with the rod and the burning tree.
Yeah.
That's right, I know.
Yeah. Listen, can you add on to that? A little bit about Moses, what you say, sis?
What was your question? I was talking about mama.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. So what Moses is famous for doing?
Leading the people away.
from where? There we go. So, okay, I'm with you. He said he had a rod. He talked to burning bush. That staff he used was to part what? Something divided. There we go. He parted the Red Sea and they left Egypt. Why? Because the people at that time were enslaved in Egypt. Right? He freed his people. Remember, let my people go. All that we learned that in Sunday school. You see what I'm saying? Had to bring up the memories.
That's right.
All right. So that's what Moses is famous for. What we're reading here in the book of Deuteronomy takes place after those events. The people he then got out of Egypt, they in the wilderness. They waiting to get into the land God promised them. But God has given these people an ultimatum and a decision to make. That you can either listen to the rules and commandments I'm telling you how to live, and I'll bless you, I'm going to protect you, I'm going to establish you, you ain't going to have to worry about nothing. Or if you decide not to, then it said curses was going to come upon them if they make a decision not to do what he tell them to do. Right now, what I want y'all to pay attention to and listen to is what these curses sound like, and I want y'all to tell me if it sounds familiar to history that we know of today. Give me verse 64.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
So one of the curses is being described as these people now, just think about it. Use this map for a second. So if Egypt is like top right of Africa right here, like this top little corner is where Egypt is at, this little area. If they just left this area and they kind of in this region, if the Lord says, I'm going to cause you to be scattered from one part of earth to another, what's the other part of the earth if you like right here? What would be the other part of the earth? Yeah, absolutely. They call this side the Eastern Hemisphere. And they always call this side of the world the West. Right? And you see on news, they always talk about the West, the West, the West. Talking about us over here. Right? Now, watch this. So, one of the things that God said what happened to his people, they being taken from where they at to the other side of the world. Now, watch what happens when they get there. Read 65.
Verse 65. And among these nations thou shalt not find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and a sorrow of mind.
So not only when you get there, you're gonna be taken to these places, but when you get there, it said you ain't gonna find no ease. Like when somebody be like, I'm at ease, what does that mean? Like what would you say that means for somebody to be at ease?
They're comfortable with where they are.
They're comfortable, they're relaxing, right? Like a vacation. The Bible letting us know when these people go to these other places, it ain't for no vacation. You ain't finna be at ease, you're not finna be at rest. He says the sole of your foot, the bottom of your feet are not going to have rest. When would people not be on their feet? When you on your feet, you usually doing what? You what? Yeah, you working. So you're gonna get to a place, you're gonna be taken from where you from, your homeland, to a foreign place on the other side of the world. When you get there, you're not gonna have rest. You're gonna be working, and then it said what else? The bottom part.
But the Lord shall give thee a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind.
It says you're gonna have a trembling heart. When we read about heart in the Bible, it's talking about your mind, not necessarily literally because it says a trembling heart. Like this don't it ain't trembling in fear. You see what I'm saying? So it says you're gonna have a trembling heart or a fearful mind. It says sorrow of mind, meaning you're gonna be sad. Like, what does it sound familiar with? Let's put the picture together now and see what it sounds familiar with. You take a people group being taken from one side of earth to another. When they get there, they don't have no rest. They constantly working. They fearful. They sad. What does that sound like? Absolutely is what it sounds like. It's slavery. It's slavery. So when we think about the explanation of why God allowed things like this to happen to our people, I want y'all to get the verse we read at first. Verse 15. It said these things will come to pass if what? If the people decided to not do what God said to do. And what does that sound like in three letters? Sin. There we go. The people decided to make that decision. You know what? I hear you telling me not to worship other gods, but I mean, I like Allah and Buddha. So, you know what I'm saying? So what's going to be the consequence of that? It's what we experience here in this land.
That's right.
All right. So when we think about why these things took place, it's because as a people, as a group, a collective, our ancestors decided to disobey God.
Right.
The same decision a lot of us make today. Right now, for my sister question, because she said that, I think the brother said that black people sold black people, something like that, right?
In my defense, I was very young because I knew everything you were talking about. We're the same people.
Oh, okay. So the thing, see, this is a thing, and this is a mistake a lot of. Okay, sis, you got a flyer from us? Our contact information is on the back of that flyer. We got a website. We're on all social media platforms. We got a school like 15 minutes from here in Adamsville. Yes, every social TikTok, everything we on it. So if you got any questions, our phone number on there, or you can just look us up online. Any topic dealing with the Bible, we more likely got a video talking about it. So definitely do some research, sis.
I got you.
See if we just making whatever we saying up or not.
Nah, I don't think so. I believe it.
So the thing about the whole black people selling black people thing, you got one? Oh, how y'all doing, sisters? How y'all doing? Because what we talking about, what we discussing is some people believe, and I wouldn't even say you probably believe it or not, but some of our people believe that when these events right here took place, these events right here, and what we learned in school and what we familiar with is that is our people responsible for this happening. Like we did it to ourselves, black people sold black people, things of that nature. But the issue is the correlation we making is just because we are the same shade of skin, that we are the same group of people, and like that just don't exist. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Asian people, like Koreans, Chinese, Japanese, they get very upset when you call a Korean a Chinese person or a Japanese person a Korean person. They get upset because they know they're not the same. But yeah, you mislabel them. But do they look alike? I can't tell the difference between none of them. Majority of people can't unless you're from that area.
Right.
But they understand they're not the same people, even though they look very similar. I would say they look more similar amongst each other than we do with certain black people that the same shade of color.
Right.
But the issue, the problem we make is we will say because we're the same skin tone, it's the same people. That's not the case. The Bible tells us that other races of people were responsible for selling us or putting us in this situation. You got that in Joel? Joel 2 and... no, not 27. I think it's like... No, it's 3. There we go. 3. The Bible tells us that other races that had our same skin tone were responsible for putting us in this condition. Right? Even when you look at certain documents of history in Africa, a lot of the people that they were selling as slaves first was like prisoners of war or foreign people that was living in the land, or foreigners. It wasn't they own. Watch this. Joel 3. Yo, you need to fly, sis? Hey, Soldier Moses. Sister need to fly. Joel 3 and no, it's like 7. Where is that talking about 3? It's 3.
Verse 3?
No. Yeah, 3 and 4.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 3.
Bring it up.
And they shall cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and have sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yea, what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine?
What? Because when we were living in our homeland, sis, believe it or not, we are not, this ain't our home. Like where we come from is from the other side of the world. Or what we read in the Bible about where these famous biblical people live, like Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel. We descend from those people. We live, our homeland is where those people from, Jerusalem, the land of Israel. Right? But neighboring us, we had other races of people that was living next to us, nearby us. Right. Keep reading.
Verse 3. And they have cast lot for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and have sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yea, what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
Tyre and Zidon are two different locations or surrounding cities around where we live. They got other nations or other races living within them. Right? These nations are responsible, or part of being responsible for having us being scattered to these locations where we are today. It ain't ancient African cities or ancient African people. These are not our people. Right, but do they have the same shade as us? For sure.
Right.
Do they look similar? More than likely, yeah.
Right.
Because even amongst us, we don't look all the same. You see what I'm saying? Like you got Dominicans that look kind of different, but they still are people.
Right.
You got Puerto Ricans, different shade, or Panamanians, different shades, or Australians. A lot of these are people, but they look different.
Bring it out.
You know what I'm saying? They different shades. So it's like trying to determine somebody's race just by some phenotype features or whatever. Like that ain't no good.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That ain't no good.
Right.
So I would not say our people sold our people. Like it's other people that share our features that look like us that played a part, but us directly, no. Not at all.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.